All right, now we're recording correctly.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and turn off my audio and video because it's really Amanda's show. But I'll come back at the end and thank you very much for being here.
My pleasure.
Oh, I also didn't tell her, Amanda, I didn't do the part about the times and the warning, the chat.
Yes, got it. All right, so you're gonna have 2 minutes for each question, and when you have a 10-second warning, Miss Carolyn will put it in the chat. If you want to redo or restart a question at any point, you are allowed to. So this is just a reminder that you are talking to kids, so make sure that you're using clear and concise language. And I'm gonna be asking individual questions, and you can take all the time you need before starting your response. So I'm ready whenever you are.
Great. Let's do this.
All right. So, what experience, especially with youth, prepares you for a role as a school board member?
Thank you so much for that question. So, I've been working with youth since I was a youth myself, from babysitting to working as a full time nanny when I was a young adult to substitute teaching at my daughter's preschool. I really enjoy working with children, and I see kids as complete humans worthy of dignity and respect with valuable voices and perspectives to share. I think it's really messed up that adults sometimes make decisions that impact kids' lives without giving them a seat at the table. As a school board member, I will bring a whole child perspective and a knowledge that we need to evaluate our success as a school district with measures that go far beyond things like standardized test scores.
Thank you. And the next question I have for you is, can you name one current school board policy or unjust rule that you believe negatively impacts student moral or mental health, and how do you plan to change it?
So I was very disappointed to see the board vote to change its language in the DPS LGBTQIA plus policy to um, after SB 49 was passed. And I was going to say to capitulate to SB 49, which basically means to listen to it and do what it says without standing up and pushing back. I would prefer that every child in DPS goes home to a family that fully supports them. But we know that for a lot of kids, school is a place where they feel safe and feel the most understood. And to make it a requirement for staff to out students to their parents is something that we know is dangerous. We know that forced outings lead to or correlate with increased rates of self-harm and other bad things. So for many students, school is their safe space, and it was incredibly disappointing to see the board fail to protect them. And as a board member, given the opportunity, I would have voted differently.
Thank you. How will you ensure students graduate prepared for what comes next?
I hope to see a school system in which every student graduates ready to take on what they want their next challenge to be, whether that's going to college or entering a career. And I think that we have to make sure that opportunities to pursue those dreams are equally available at every school. So I would like to explore partnerships with local businesses and industries for opportunities for internships and educational opportunities. I think it's really important that kids see a lot of different career options so that they really know what's out there. I know that there's a lot of jobs that exist that I know about now that I'm an adult that I had no idea existed when I was a kid. And I think we need to do a better job of making those opportunities available and making them fairly available to everyone, no matter what school they go to or where they live in the district.
Thank you. The next question I have for you is why should students trust you to keep your word, and how can students hold you accountable for your campaign promises?
Yeah. So for one thing, I know how y'all feel. I went to Durham Public Schools from kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. So I know how frustrating it can be sometimes to be a student. I also know that I will have to prove through my actions that I'm trustworthy and that students can count on me. I've shown up for my neighbors this year. Last November, when ICE and Border Patrol came, I showed up as a helper to drive students to school and to help deliver groceries, medicine, and other needs. And I took that responsibility incredibly seriously. I know it was a big deal for other parents to trust me driving their kids. Um, and I made sure that I communicated clearly with them. I sent pictures of myself in my car so that they wouldn't be nervous or scared of a strange person in their driveway. And I plan to be just as communicative as a board member. I would invite any student to email me or give me a call, and I will respond to them with the same promptness and care and professionalism that I would respond to any adult.
Thank you. The final question I have for you today is what is one thing you wish people knew about the Durham School Board?
The Durham School Board is so important. The board has the opportunity to lead our school system with dignity and clarity. The board can help build a future where people are proud to be DPS students and alumni. And our schools are our most important institution in our community, and our kids deserve the best. And I wish that everyone knew how important it was to make their voice heard and to get out there and vote for school board and for really all local municipal elections. They really touch our lives in ways that we often forget about and don't appreciate.
All right. Thank you so much for your participation in helping Kids Voting Durham create a youth election guide. And now this is the opportunity if you have any questions.
Well, thank you so much for having me and for participating in this program. You said you've been doing it for 4 years.
Around 3 or 4 years. I believe I started in 2022 or 2023.
What made you interested in it?
So I'm a homeschooled student, so my mom always wants me to be as active in every single program she can find, and she really cares a lot about civic engagement and voting. So when she found out about the program, she was like, "Hey, I'm signing you up for this." She was like, "Your friend also signed up, so you won't be alone. So if you want, you can go to this." So I went to it, and it was actually really fun, and ever since then I just loved participating.
That's so awesome. If you were able to vote in this upcoming election, what is the one race that you would be the most excited about voting in?
Probably either the presidential or the local ones, maybe like governor or mayor, because I know those sometimes can affect us a bit more than the presidential election.
Yeah, definitely. A good one to keep an eye on this year is the justice race. The North Carolina State Supreme Court justices are the ones who decide on our maps, which you might have heard about, are pretty unfair. And so hopefully we'll get Justice Anita Earls elected and reelected and get our fair maps. Do y'all have any other questions?
That's it, but thank you again. And you were the first candidate I didn't need to use my 10-second warning on once. That was very
I tried to keep it tight.
good. No.
After I've had a few interviews where I've gotten cut off mid thought, and I hate that feeling, because you really want to be able to express yourself fully.
Well, thank you. And thank you, Amanda. Amanda has really been like a key driver behind this particular election guide and really getting all the candidates interviewed. So Amanda, thank you and thank you for doing this.
Yeah, this is so cool. I wish this had been around when I was a student. I think that it's a really great program.
It definitely is.
Thanks
Thank
so much
you.
for sharing your time with me this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thanks. Everyone have a great day.